Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling. And man, I really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to watch today's video and spend some time with me. And guys, today we have a little bit of a philosophical video. I want to talk about the fact that none of us have much time left. And I want to dig into that and sort of relate it to bass fishing a little bit here. Sort of akin to the old Mental Mondays we used to do on the channel, but I've been thinking about this a lot and I want to run some thoughts by you guys and get your all's opinion on that. And sorry about all the noise, guys. Literally every one of my neighbors around here is doing yard work. I got one guy across the yard over here. He's been hedge trimming with a gas powered hedge trimmer. Other neighbors mowing. I got some dude over here running a chainsaw. Weed eaters. So just a nice little early summer day, so everybody's out here working on the yard. Also, guys, before we get started, just a quick thank you I wanted to extend to everybody that's been taking time to hit that subscribe button here to Intuitive Angling. Really appreciate that. And thank you very much for everybody that's been going in and using all my links I put in each video description. All you guys that have taken the time to bookmark and use my tackle warehouse for your permanent link to get your tackle. Thank you very much for me and my family. I really appreciate that. Okay, one of the things that I got thinking about stuff like this here the last couple of years, seems like, but I'm going to be 64 years old in November. So I got thinking about it. It's like in 16 years, I'm going to be an 80-year-old geezer in 16 years. And looking back, guys, 16 years ago was nothing. I can remember what was going on 16 years ago like it was yesterday. And I got thinking that I'm going to be 80 in 16 years. And it's like, it made me realize how freaking fast time flies by. It's unbelievable in relationship to how quick life goes by. And another thing I was thinking, this is just sort of off the subject, but I was born in 1961. So given this, think about this. It's like there could have been somebody that was alive when I was born in 1961 that was like 100 years old, that was around when they were a little bitty baby. Somebody could have been born like, during the Revolutionary War, like one generation out. So that's how fast time goes by. And once you get older, one of the things that I've noticed, and especially you guys that have kids, when you hit about 50 years old, time speeds up. Time accelerates at a pace you won't believe it. And I guess especially if you have kids, like I have young kids now, but it's almost like I don't understand how this perception and the reality of time accelerates so fast, because life is just flying by, man. Literally flying by. And I want to talk a little bit about, maybe share some thoughts with you guys on sort of my viewpoint on this, and maybe give some tips and advice on how to slow it down a little bit, especially related to bass fishing. So I want to get into that today's video. Okay, one of the reasons it flies by, and it's like, it's okay if things go by fast, but it's like you can't slop through life. It's like we are so, this entire wonderful, mystical, magical experience we have about being actually aware and conscious and alive on this planet, that's 14 billion light years across, and there's trillions of other galaxies bigger or just as big as ours. It's like the logical mind cannot grasp this concept of an infinite universe. But in doing so, it's like we are all part of that wonderful, experiment or whatever's going on out here. And you should be very grateful for that and very fortunate that you're part of what is happening here. Because if you look out there in the universe, the fact that we have this carbon-based life form planet amongst all the other known, planets and solar systems in the universe, it's truly phenomenal. And it's like, if you ever get to a point where, you're getting tired and you're burned out and you're just like, you don't care one way or the other, just really take some time to step back and realize how fortunate you are even to be here. Okay, now one of the things I want to do is I want to tie this into bass fishing a little bit, into the bass fishing experience and how to get the most out of it. Because one of the things about bass fishing, overfishing for bass a lifetime, like I have, in my own situation here, is that bass fishing, it gives you the opportunity to experience and learn so much about not only our world, but about yourself. because throughout the course of your life in bass fishing, especially if you're a tournament angler, tournament bass fishing especially, and even some regular fishing to some extent, it gives you the opportunity to experience the full range of human emotion. Guys, I have literally, throughout the course of fishing competitive for 40 years, I have experienced every emotion through bass fishing that human beings can possibly have. I've been just to the point of an exhilaration and joy of like winning tournaments, to the frustration and despair of like being broke and not being able to catch fish, and literally everything in between. So from that standpoint, the sport of bass fishing has really allowed me to learn a lot about life and my own personality as well. But the thing that I really want to dig into, guys, is how to maximize your experience in bass fishing that goes well beyond catching fish. This is so important because if you're one of those anglers out there that all you want to do is get bit and catch fish, you are missing everything, man. You are missing everything that bass fishing has to offer and has to teach you, and its ability to heal you on every single level. Bass fishing is an extremely therapeutic sport, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There's not another sport out there that can do that as far as connect you to those particular aspects of your own being, if you're aware of that and if you utilize that. Now, one of the things that I want to highly suggest in bass fishing, and one of the reasons you guys hear me talk about when I'm bass fishing, I don't want to see another sign of civilization. I don't want to see a house. I don't want to see a person. I don't want to see a car. I don't want to hear an airplane. I just want it to be me and the lake and the fish, because that is what is healing and therapeutic to me. And obviously, there's very few lakes in the country where we have that option to do that, but nevertheless, you do have this connection to it to some level. The first thing that I want to really suggest and to reiterate in your bass fishing experience from now on, anytime you go to the lake, is put catching fish on the back burner. That is the number one thing. The thing that you really want to focus on is the experience of being part of that immersion in nature. The healing aspect of that, of being in the wind and the sun and the cold and the heat and the rain and the smells that you have outside, and being connected to it to some level, that is healing to your body on a cellular level. It's like when you're out there and you're feeling that and you're connected and you're grounded a little bit to your true primal self as a human being, not living in air conditioning and walking on concrete sidewalk, which is not the way humans are supposed to be. But when you go to the lake, you reconnect with that primal, ancient part of your being that we really are. I mean, human beings, we were designed to live out in the elements. It's only been the last, several hundred years where we've insulated ourselves from the elements completely, and we've cut ourselves off from those life-giving forces of nature. It's like, think about how many people, guys, that live their life in a completely controlled environment. They go into their house that's heated or cooled or climate controlled. They walk out of their house on a asphalt or a concrete sidewalk or parking lot or whatever, and they get into their car, which is heated and climate controlled and air conditioned. They drive to a store or they drive to work, and they walk on concrete into the building, which is also heated and aired. It's like completely disconnected from the realities of nature. And one of the things that really shocked me is like Kim's stepmom is in a nursing home. So we went to visit her for Mother's Day last week in there. And I have never felt so sorry for a group of people in my life as to walk into this nursing home and see these people that are cooped up inside this nursing home that are completely disconnected from nature. We were talking to her, and it's like she had not been outside for like a year. She literally has been in that nursing home, not feeling the sun or the wind or anything for a year. And guys, that is just unbelievable sad. I told Kim, it's like, if I ever get to the point where I have to go into a quote nursing home, take me out in the woods and you drop me off and prop me up against a tree out in the middle of the woods and leave me there. Because that would be a living hell for me. If you wanted to put me in hell, put me in a dang climate controlled nursing home. I want to be able to feel everything. Like I said, I want to feel every aspect and sound and sight about nature. And that is what I'm trying to tell you guys when you're going bass fishing, is never overlook that. Is because if you immerse yourself in that and you increase your awareness, where you go out into the water and your whole experience is about being on the water and catching fish is just a bonus, you're gonna strengthen yourself inside of your from a cellular level. It's like your body is gonna strengthen and heal itself. You're mentally and emotionally, you're gonna come out of it in a better place. Spiritually, you're gonna be more grounded into the terms of what, you know, true spirituality really is, which is a connection with the earth and a connection with nature and a connection with all that is. That is our school. That's our schoolroom, man. The schoolroom is being outside in nature. And we get so distracted in our society with all the bells and whistles and the artificial stuff and the cities and the towns and the social media and the TV and everything with it, that we're just get disconnected from who we are. I mean, we are completely disconnected from the primal, you know, beings that we are, that are designed to live outside and be outside. And everyone has it inside of them, guys. It's like every single person. It's like, think about, you know, I've talked about this before, but think about how it feels when you're driving. Say you're in a busy city and you're driving down this 3 or 4 lane super, you know, bypass through Atlanta or whatever, and you're just miserable. You know, you got cars zooming everywhere. You look up, you got skyscrapers. And then think about what it feels like to pull off a side road and you drive down a little, you know, 2-lane road for a couple miles, and you get into this beautiful park, you know, where it's quiet and there's a stream gurgling and there's just some, you know, the sounds and sights of nature there. Think about how different that feels, because that is your true place. Your true place is in the outside, it's in nature. It's not meant to be inside of a car or a building on a freaking highway. That's not who we are as people. So from that standpoint, what I'm going to say about we don't have much time here is like, your time here on this earth, guys, is going to go by in a split second. I don't care if you're 20 years old or if you're 90 years old right now. It is going to fly by like you can't even imagine. And when I was younger, I heard people say this all the time. I heard people talk about how fast kids grow up and how fast time flies. And when you're in your 20s, 30s, and even 40s, you're sort of, it must be something like that's built into the human psyche a little bit, that you don't really think about that much. But once you start getting in your 50s and 60s, your awareness, there's a shift in your awareness, and you become more aware of time and how fast time is going by, and time becomes more precious. It's like right now, guys, I don't do anything that takes time away from me. It's like if people, that's why I don't hardly ever talk on the phone. If you want to try to get a hold of me, guys, don't call me on the phone, because I don't have time to talk on the phone. Shoot me a text or something. But that's one luxury none of us have. We don't have time to slop through and time to waste. So make sure that every moment that you're living with purpose and direction, and you're not slopping through life. So many people I see get in this habit of they slop through life. It's like they go through and they don't focus on it, and they're thinking about what's next, and they're thinking about what happened yesterday, and they're not fully immersed in the present. And it's like the only way that you're going to be able to slow down time a little bit is by focusing completely on the present and immersing yourself in the present. And it wasn't until I had Elijah, my son Elijah, who's 7 now, that having him as a son made me realize how you have got to focus and live your life in the present, because nothing is guaranteed in the future. The past is past, it's gone, there's nothing you can do about it, but you do have here and now. And that is the only way to go through and experience life, because if you live in the past, you know, you're going to be living in sadness. If you live in the future, you're going to be living with anxiety. But the PowerPoint that you have as a human being is your ability to focus and live now in the present moment. And remind yourself of that all the time. And that's one of the great things about bass fishing. It draws you back and brings you back to that. So anyway, guys, just a few random thoughts here. I wanted to sort of get that out there a little bit. I've been thinking about that. I'm sure a lot, if you guys are in your 50s or 60s or 70s or 80s, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to tell you anything, but if you guys are in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s and you're watching this video now, it's coming. It's what I'm talking about. You will be aware of it here pretty shortly. So it's always better to prepare for that earlier, and then you won't maybe slop through life during your 20s, 30s, and 40s. You'll really live with purpose and more of a deliberate focus there, which is allows you to really live a lot more fuller, richer life. So anyway, guys, hope you all are doing well. We'll check in later.